Hello again, this is Dr. Hatfield. What I would like to do with this particular video is to give you a brief introduction as to what my expectations are for the project that I've assigned to you. Let me begin by kind of scrolling down at the very beginning. Let me share this first. Let me get this out of the way so that I don't forget it. The group peer evaluation. This is something that if you're doing your learning module individually, you don't even need to worry about it. If you're working in a group, remember the largest group that we can have are 3 members. So if you're working in a group, just when you complete your project, what I'm looking for, this kind of shares with me the effort that each member made in the group. So if you're an individual in the group, you would complete this one sheet. If there's 2 other members, you only have to complete 2 of these and upload them to the website. These are totally anonymous. No one will see these but me. But they will or may have an impact on the final grade of the person who gets. If I get 2 negative evaluations, it may affect your grade somewhat, because I'm looking for equal contributions to these projects, especially if you're working in a group. And since we're talking about working in a group, let me also share with you something that needs to be explained. First of all, if you're an individual, I'm not expecting as much from your learning module as I would from a 3-member group, and I hope that makes sense. So I'm looking for a little bit more. If you're in a group, if you're creating a module in a group, which is probably one of the best ways to do it, because collaborative learning is one of the best learning experiences and a way to learn. But if you're in a group, I'm expecting just a little bit more. Let me close these out very quickly. Scroll back up to the top of the page and begin. I've pretty much described just about all the points with it throughout this. The domains of learning, which is the foundational learning modules that are you need to know and understand this so you can build everything else from. The learning principles, I'm going to talk about that just in a moment, but let me go down. If you can see assignment number 10, the little 10 red dot, your task. This is where the actual project information begins. And this is a link that I have that kind of gives you a little bit more greater and easier maybe read information, but all the same information is kind of replicated on the Moodle website also. But you can see that, first of all, let me go back to the website and I'll tell you what I'm looking for specifically within the learning module. First of all, I'm looking for connections. Looking for connections between the principles of learning, which is a link on here. I think I shared that with you on the other video, so I'm not going to take the time to do it again. But the principles of learning, even from the domains of learning, whether it be the psychomotor or the affective or the cognitive domains, those are, I would love, and I realize that you can't make all those connections in a learning modules, because these learning modules, they don't have to be that big. I would love to see a pretest. However, I do understand, that we only have 4 weeks to complete this module, but a pretest, and they cannot be identical. The pretest and the post-test may be identical assessments, but you do have to have an assessment component, and that assessment can come through Google Mail. I will send you an email with that information to kind of give you an idea of what I'm looking for. You can even do a sheet, Word document with the test questions that a person would need to complete and send back to you via email. I'm not looking for anything major. So let me kind of share with you the needs assessment. I also have some background information on a learning gap. That's really important. I have a series of videos the videos are wonderful. If you want to know exactly what a learning gap is or how to identify a learning gap, this guy really covers it in great depth. So that's a really good series of videos that I would like for you to do. And the learning objective, this is really critical. This must be posted somewhere on your project. And I will share with that how you could do that just in a moment if you do decide to use a web page. The evaluate the training, that's what I'm speaking of. I want to clarify so that you know and understand that the evaluation of the training, how much from pre-test to post-test, how much growth has occurred from before they learn anything from the learning module to they complete the learning module and then take the post-test. How much growth was there? And that's what you need to start taking into consideration, especially if you're going to be a trainer. So let's scroll on down a little bit more. So those are the two things really that I need to see. I need to see the learning objective, and remember about the learning objective is no more than 2 sentences. Follow the format that I provided with you on the website in completing your learning objective. Typically 1 sentence would be the best thing. So let me scroll on down, and the assessment, I discussed that. So the reason why I have the YouTube videos on here, now the training module development, this is an important area. So this is the YouTube video training that I have here. You may need to be able to upload videos to a YouTube site to make links to your web page as part of your training, like I've done here. This is exactly what I do. I take these, I use Moavi. It's a $39 program that captures my desktop. I use the video off my camera. I have a microphone. In this particular case, I use a Yeti microphone. Bought it off of eBay for $69. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy these things. You can use your cell phone if you want to. And there's something that I've also provided a link to called Movie Maker. It's a wonderful website that you can go in and edit and cut, and it's free. And I've also provided a link for the free download, just in case you don't have it installed on your Windows PC machine. If you have a Mac, it's already installed. I forgot the name of the program, but it's already installed on the Mac machine so that you don't have to go and install it. But most of the time, it does come pre-installed on most PCs. But that's what the YouTube account is. I want you to be able to just provide you with a resource that you can upload a video to make the links to your web pages. Now, this is Course Sites. That link right there. This is Blackboard. Everything that you need to be successful for the completion of this course may be found here. You can create up to 5 learning modules on Blackboard, free. And this is this is the mainstay, very expensive. Over $50,000 a year for the most basic Blackboard program that you can use. So you can see why I try to avoid this, because most trainers will do what I do and developing websites as cheaply as possible. I mean, you can't get any more better than free. I mean, I did pay for the Moavi, and I bought a microphone and a few other things. And then the assessment piece that we have, like for instance, my website is about $130 a year, but it's unlimited. I can do just about anything on that website that I would like. GoDaddy.com provides Moodle. You can actually provide Moodle, which is just like Tusculum College here. They host their own servers, but Moodle you can purchase and use Moodle with, and it's really inexpensive. It's not as expensive as what you think. So if your company that you're going to work for needs a training module or something like that, you can go that route. Or there's so many other learning programs out there. There's just so many to speak of. Captivate. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. Captivate, $29. Of course, it's what Dr. Burleson uses to create a lot of his learning module. All the components, the video, the visuals, the assessments, everything can be completed on Captivate. And for $29, I don't assign books here for this particular course, but if you wanted to invest and spend $29 for a 1-year subscription to Captivate, I promise you won't go wrong if this is what you want to do in your career, because Captivate is a powerful program to use, Adobe Captivate. But now this is the Blackboard course site. Everything that you need to be 100% successful for your project can be done right here on this website. However, again, I'm looking for creativity. I would want you any way that you can do to create your website. Let me kind of share with you Weebly and Wix. You can have a website up and running in 20 to 30 minutes minimum. Have it up and ready. The only thing you would probably need to do is get your cell phone out, use your laptop like I'm using, and capture the videos and kind of go through a training module. I've done thousands of videos and uploaded them to YouTube with this kind of as an as an example. But Weebly is just content, just a place to put your content, make your links, provide a couple of video or documents that you want to make links to, and so that the person who is learning from the training module that you develop may download the links, or like I said, part of the assessment. Here's another example of an assessment piece. Create a multiple choice quiz, make a link to it, upload it to Weebly, make a link to it, have the person who is completing the learning module download it and complete it and upload it to email it back to you. That works. Like I said, I'm looking for creativity. That's just one example. Sky's the limit. Here are some other examples. Wix is just like Weebly, about the same, very subtle differences between them. And the Google Forms, I'm going to send you out a Google form. It's a pre-test. Again, I'm a huge advocate for pre-test because you gotta demonstrate growth. If you're going to sell something, you got to demonstrate that you can show actual growth. But you can see that throughout this course, this is project-based learning. Create a training module. This is the better link that I have. A little bit more effective, gives you a little bit more information. I'm looking for, this is the key point that I'm looking for here. I've replicated this so you can find it on either place. But keep the adult learning principles. I'm going to close with this. Keep the adult learning principles in mind while you're developing your learning modules. And what I mean by that is I would love to see connections. I would love to see the connections between the domains of learning. And of course, a lot of that can be completed through the development of the learning objective. But I would love to see links, connections, just simple connections. I'm not looking for anything great, to the learning principles and your learning module. That I would love to see the links. These are some of the key points that I would like to see somehow that you touch upon. May not be able to. Let me kind of share before I close this out, but that's what that is. I wanted to share with you the final. Right here on the bottom of this page, share with you again before I close this page. This is the link for the Microsoft Movie Maker. It's a link that will take you and install it on your computer. It's a safe link, so you don't have to worry about any viruses or anything like that. And again, here's Google Forms. Before I close this, sorry, I wanted to share with you the Google Forms. This is how you can do assessments, and I'm going to send you an email with this that's created through Google Forms, just to kind of give you an idea. Let me go back to the course principles, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the completed modules. It's under this video. Here's a video that, again, the reason why I put so many videos on this webpage is to give you ideas, and ideas that you can link to your learning module. So here we go, the completed modules. I want to share with you just one because I think I may have shared a few of these with the previous video. This is the Copyright 101. You can see it's basic. It's simple. All it is a web page. You can create this in Weebly. You see over here on the left side, they have a menu and they have video 1. And if you click on the video 1, it'll have the video. You watch it. You can provide. I would also like to see some download links, like some PDF files or Word documents that the participants can complete and submit to you in some way. On Blackboard, that's very easy because you can create the folders for the students to upload the assignments to. So, but this is a perfect example. It has an assessment. The only thing that this thing lacks is the pretest. And here is the assessment piece. I think this was created in Articulate, which is very similar to Captivate. So, but Articulate is $1,000 for the entire program. I wish they would break it out and do subscriptions like like Captivate does, but they don't. But this is Articulate. This is an Articulate program. But you can see this is kind of a fun assessment for people to do. But that's what I'm going to do when we get this completed. What I would like to do is, let me close some of these windows out. What I would like to do with this is to share with you and everyone else the opportunity for this course. You can see that the completed under the completed modules. Don't know why I lost it, but I will place all of your completed modules underneath this line so that everybody can look at them and evaluate them. And when you send your completed format to me, a link, preferably a link to Blackboard if that's what you choose to use, or a link to your web page, and I will put I won't put your names up here, but I do need to know. But you'll make the links and upload them to the website. But I won't try to put any personal identifiers on the links. You may want to do that in your your learning modules because you're over the age 18 and all the dynamics of changes from that point. But I will make links underneath this line for everyone else to look at and evaluate. And that's it. This video was quite a bit shorter than the other one. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.